The Zodiac Killer. Even the name sends chills down your spine. He was not just a murderer, he was a showman. He taunted the police, the press, and the public with his cryptic messages, each one a puzzle box daring us to unlock its secrets. He claimed to have killed dozens, but only 7 victims were officially linked to him. 5 dead, 2 survived to tell the tale. But the true horror wasn't just the killings. It was the mystery. It was the not knowing. The Zodiac Killer preyed on our need to understand, to make sense of the senseless. He became a ghost story whispered in the dark, a boogeyman, lurking in the shadows of our collective consciousness. And those messages, they were like pieces of a shattered mirror, each one reflecting a distorted image of the killer's mind. Codes and ciphers, threats and boasts, all scrawled in a hand that seemed both rushed and deliberate. He wanted to be heard, to be feared, to be remembered, and he succeeded perhaps even beyond his wildest dreams. It began in December 1968 in a quiet lover's lane north of San Francisco. 2 teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, were on their first date. They never saw the killer coming. Gunshots shattered the night, and their lives were extinguished in an instant. Then, in July 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, were attacked in a similar fashion, this time in a park in Vallejo. Darlene was killed, but Michael miraculously survived. He would later provide the only eyewitness account of the Zodiac Killer. The Bay Area was gripped by fear. The killer seemed to strike at random, leaving no trace except for his cryptic messages, which he began sending to local newspapers. He claimed responsibility for the murders and threatened more violence if his demands for publicity were not met. The letters were signed with the now infamous Zodiac symbol, a circle with a cross through it. The police were baffled. Despite their best efforts, the Zodiac Killer remained one step ahead. He toyed with them, sending them coded messages that took weeks to decipher. He even claimed to have left clues at the crime scenes, daring them to find him. The public was transfixed by the case. Everyone had a theory, a suspect, a possible clue. The newspapers printed the killer's letters in full, feeding his desire for notoriety. The letters themselves became objects of morbid fascination, each one analyzed and dissected by amateur sleuths and armchair detectives. The killer's handwriting, his word choice, his grammatical errors, all were scrutinized for any hint of his identity. The Zodiac Killer became a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of the dark underbelly of American society. He was the monster in the closet, the shadow lurking in the corner of our eye. He was the embodiment of our deepest fears, a reminder that evil could strike anywhere, anytime, without warning. Who was the Zodiac Killer? Was he a brilliant mastermind as he claimed in his letters, or was he a delusional madman, driven by a need for attention and control? The answer, like so much else about this case, remains elusive. Criminal profilers have constructed a psychological portrait of the Zodiac, based on his crimes and his communications. They believe he was a narcissist, someone who craved power and control over others. He likely enjoyed the fear he instilled in the public and reveled in the media attention his crimes received. Some believe that he was a skilled manipulator, able to blend in with society and evade capture. Others speculate that he may have suffered from a mental illness that fueled his violent fantasies. Whatever the truth may be, the Zodiac Killer remains a chilling example of the capacity for human evil. Decades have passed since the Zodiac Killer terrorized Northern California. The case remains unsolved, a cold case that continues to haunt investigators and fascinate the public. The passage of time has done little to dim the mystery surrounding the Zodiac. If anything, the enigma has only deepened. Countless books, documentaries, and websites have been devoted to the case, each offering new theories and interpretations. Amateur sleuths and professional investigators alike continue to pore over the evidence, hoping to uncover the missing piece of the puzzle that will finally unmask the killer. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror may have ended decades ago, but his shadow still looms large. He remains a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. And until the mystery of his identity is solved, the Zodiac will continue to fascinate and frighten, a chilling enigma that refuses to be forgotten.